Hi everyone. So this is going to be a little bit of a chat and maybe a little bit of voting. So I've not had the chance to acknowledge everyone's messages on Nicola Bully. I've started acknowledging on the other videos, but mainly that one is where you know, I'm going to acknowledge this evening into tomorrow if I don't do it all this evening. So I want to thank everyone who's put a kind comment, anyone who's liked, who's shared, subscribers that are, you know, following the content on the channel, anyone who's been supportive. So I thank you, and I definitely will acknowledge your message, but this is a thank you back. Obviously that evening I stayed on pretty much the live premiere. And like I said, I just take on the energy. And the next day, I didn't sleep till very late. But on days where I have energy healing clients, I try to make sure that my energy is not dispersed into different directions. And that's why this evening I will go into that. But the next day I had 3 energy healing clients, and the way I do it is I do your session, but then I also tap into it, into each person throughout the day. I inform every one of these instructions, so you actually get at least an hour and a half, and that's why also the price is probably going to change by the end of September a little bit, because tap into your energy throughout the day and you get a lot more than even the 1 hour and a half that you get at a when you go see someone, and it's around 90 normally. So that's why I don't, you know, I take my client work very seriously as well. So that's why I couldn't respond the next day. I responded there and then on some comments. And so I will be getting back to everyone. Just want to thank anyone who put a lovely comment or acknowledged the work. Then over the past few days, I've been thinking to do Danelo, who I eventually, you know, I wanted to do it last night, but it was like really late, and I know if I connect I might not be able to sleep till like 5 in the morning again, and it was already around 12:01, so I felt that it would be best in the morning. I got up and I was like, I've got to do it today. And when I was sitting, and even if you check out part 1, have a look at it, because it's interesting to see what comes through and how I actually felt the energies, and I can feel it now, getting really tense. And I could actually see him sort of hidden, but not hidden where light was coming in. It was kind of dark. I just felt the energies, and I can feel it now, closing in on each other. I felt he had a gun, and I felt that, you know, maybe he tried to go into a house, or, you know, try to contact people. And I think that is apparent that he did have a gun, and I don't know if he took it from someone's home and someone had tried to shoot at him. I'd mentioned those things. And there's one part where I saw some things and I said that was interesting what I saw. But I knew time was of essence. And if you don't believe me on this and you're going to make comments, you need to shift from this channel, because I'm not that type of channeler or reader. Is my candle? That's interesting. My candle's gone out. It's actually finished, but it's interesting that it's finished, because candles shouldn't finish, apparently, according to Zain. I thought it was still, oh, my little candle. I like to have my candles next to me, so I think I'm going to have to pause and get a little candle. 1 second. Okay, so I actually had a candle on this side of me, which I didn't realise I had, ready for some client readings, so I'm just going to use that for now. And you would also know that I don't usually post around 4 o'clock. I more or less did the reading first thing in the morning. It was already, like, I knew basics around it, but because I said I wanted to go into the reading and just really give the up-heads on reading his energy, reading what could be next steps, and is he going to get caught, is he not going to get caught, because I really felt that there's, and I still do, there's something larger about this. And I also said in the readings about the veil being very thin between evil and good. And more or less, I had a couple of hours, I did it, and as I was in between appointments of readings and some other clients, coaching clients, on their life purpose and stuff, I was uploading. It took forever because I was doing it on another device. I was uploading it, and as soon as it uploaded, I scheduled it for 2 hours later. So it was actually at 1 p.m. UK time, and the next one was at 3 p.m. as soon as that got uploaded. But it's the same one that was recorded at around 8:30. I'd done it, and I was just trying to process. Obviously, you had to process it on your phone and then process it on YouTube, process it at the right speed and stuff like that. So it takes time in itself. And then in between stuff that I was doing, and I felt like I wanted to leave it for the current times that I usually do my stuff, or release the stuff or get it up for. But I felt, no, this is timely, and I was feeling the timing in the readings. Like I said, I'm quite a conservative reader. If I'm not doing a direct, if it's not direct with a client, if it's not directly with whoever I need to deliver to, if it's on YouTube, I have to be careful on what I actually state. But I think you can see that in the reading, and you can see that it was up at 1 p.m. UK time and then at 3 p.m. And you could tell that I found it very timely, and something that really, I was really restless as well, and something made me want to check. I think it was like 4 minutes to 3, and I saw it said escapee captured on a bulletin, and I went directly into my comments on part 2 that was due in by now 3 minutes, 3 to 3, to say apparently he's been captured, but I need to look into it more. So but you can see how I go into stuff, and where I say that maybe he was going to try and get in touch with someone younger, maybe he did, maybe he was going to, but I could feel like he knew there was a close off, and I could definitely certainly feel this was critical hours, and that's why I think also why I was pushed to just get up and do it. I don't normally very first thing in the morning channel or try to get into that energy space, but I felt like I needed to speak on it, and I felt that I needed to highlight energies, but it was a critical time frame. I really felt that. I got it psychically, I got it claircognizantly, intuition, all my psychic knowing, seeing, and also just feeling. I had very deep anxiety, and the ability even now to breathe. You could see that the channeling of my nose was going. And some of it, I know that I wasn't fully listening to say, he's going to be captured today. And I felt it, but I also wanted to just put it in that time was of essence. And this is why I always say check the description boxes, and I think half people don't check it, but there's always more information about what you're going to watch, or if I add a little bit of whatever, why I'm doing it, etc. What pushed me to do it was a veil being very thin. And to me, I don't know if it's because I don't watch the news, but I'm absolutely shocked it's taken 14 days to catch a killer. Obviously, he needed to be in a higher security prison, and he also is probably going to go to that high security prison. Now, just now, before I got on to do this little update that I planned to do, and as you can see, I'm wearing the same top, okay? Same top as earlier, all of you that question or might question, although I think if you're a subscriber, you probably know that I wouldn't do that. And I can tell when someone makes a comment that they've only just seen like a couple of videos on my page because of the comment or the question they asked me. I was going to say something else, but I'm just going to hold back for now. So the subscribers I have, I think you can feel it now. So that's that. I also feel like I need to do a little bit of a update on the world predictions, because I had a couple of stuff come through, even though there's more to some of them. So I mentioned like South Africa, the next day a leader died. If you notice, I'm very careful about pulling out certain cards. Like in Brittany's, a card wanted to come out. I was like, I'm not pulling you out. So I like to take things that I read on very seriously. I'd mentioned that I won't read on Lucy Letby, that I believe, you know, many tarot readers might do or might want to. Because, you know, it's about crime, and if people are interested in it, then that's what you do. But when I've looked at, I'm like, now she's one. But I want to hear from you if you want me to do just like a chat on it. Not a full read. I don't mind pulling a couple of cards. Just to clarify, like I said before, like today, I said what I had to say. I didn't pull cards, just pulled cards towards the end just to see what Spirit has to say. And also to test my deck that I created, my little deck, to pinpoint some stuff. There is this deck that's calling me that if I want to pull a card for Lucy. So I'll do that, but it's more of a chat, similar to what I did with Danelo, where I called in, looked at his energy. Because, okay, if I take two people that seem evil, and so there's two people I'm thinking to do a read on, and I want your opinion. If you're interested in both, I'll do both. If you're not interested in one at all, then not. Ruby Frank and Lucy for the past 4 or 5 days. And I really need to, I've been told this, that I'm extremely psychic and I need to just go when I get told to go. Like, I laugh because I didn't twig until a very long time when I had a reading and a natal chart reading actually with a lady years ago, and she said, the way your natal chart is, your psychical and intuitive abilities are off the chart. And I just didn't twig. I was like, oh, she means that, you know, oh, did you take the purse from your car and stuff? And then I ignore it and then the purse is taken or something like that, you know. So Lucy Letby, the nurse who, a serial killer, okay, and Ruby Frankie, who is the mother of 6 children, obviously child abuse. And this was another thing that I wanted to mention. So there's always the ones that I bring up, even if they're not of the purpose of a voice. There's 2 that are a purpose of voicing them out, Nicola Bully and Maddie. Right now, those 2 cases for me. I think Sinead is going to be coming through, and I've mentioned that it's just a time of a bit of healing, giving her grace. Having said, so after this, vote, let me know. If I take those 2 energies, they're very different. Yet we're talking about still stuff of evilness, right? So would you be interested in me sort of doing an energy similar to Danelo Cavalcante on both? And I can add a little bit of cards in there, because I also, see, I'm trying not to speak on them both, just in case you want me to read on them both, or do that, because I can tell you what I feel for them both. So let me know. If you're interested in both, I can do both. And if you're interested in one, I can do one. It's probably going to be short. Then I thought it would be short for Danelo, and it turned out to be a bit longer than that. I'm sure you've heard of it because everyone's sort of caught on to Ruby Frank. When I first was getting hair, like the thumbnails, I was like, what on earth is this? I was getting thumbnails of 8 passengers, and in the end I was like, what is this 8 passengers? And I thought like it was a mother that had 8 kids in the car or something, and she'd just squashed them in the car. Sorry, but because I don't see the news, so that's how I saw it from the title, you know. One of them ties in with what I would speak about gaps, and one of them, honestly, when I think of her, she gives me a headache. Get a massive headache at the back of my head. Really, 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 really strong. Oh, she gives me a headache. So let me know about that. Lucy Let Be and Ruby Frankie. My readings are probably a bit different to other people, but then I don't know what you watch. So that's in terms of that. Also, check out where this is linked on the community page. There's 2 pictures. I'm starting work on that, and have a guess of who I'm looking at, because I'm going to start doing parts on that. And let me know if you're intrigued to see what comes up. What was the other thing I wanted to mention? I think that was mainly it. I need to do, you know, the sign readings for the next 10 days in a couple of days. I think mostly you might be. Oh, the other thing is, when I saw the thumbnail, look at this thumbnail. I don't know if you can see there, right? That's them capturing, why have I got Gulf, what is that, manufacturing? Capturing him. When I clicked on this, and they stripped him down, probably for identification, I'd seen them taking pictures. Like, you know, him there, and then they all stood around the back taking pictures, like, job well done. And I found that really weird. Like, how many of you is there? Okay, job well done. Okay, pat yourself on the back, but do you have to take pictures? It's a bit humiliating. Even if someone's a serial killer, I just don't know why I don't like it. Surely they're still a human, and they have they've done a horrible act, right? But I feel there's a bit of like demoralization there. He might not care, because honestly, like, if a prisoner's gone for 14 days, I'm sure it's going to be like, you did an amazing job. You know, I'm sure if there's comments on the news, they're like, actually, I put it in my subject line, who's running around who, because the amount of masses that would have been on him, and you can see them in that picture. But like, I just found that really, really weird to stand to take pictures, and you can see it. You can see it, like if I clicked on that, I'm sure it will show. I think later we're going to know on how he actually got caught, etc. So might add that in a comment at the end of this, because I won't have time to do a recording, but do check them both out. It's interesting. And what could have been the foreseeable future if he wasn't caught. But every time I think of that, I know he was going to get caught. I get like, whew. And in terms of your sign readings, they're coming up. If you are a subscriber, it'd be good to know. I think the majority of recent subscribers are for Nicola Bully, but like, it would be good to know if you're into the other stuff. And if you're a subscriber who's here for the tarot, please let me know as well, because you're here from day one, and I do want to make sure that you get your messages out on time, which I have been so far. Check shorts. Later there'll be a couple of channeled themes for air, earth, water and fire, a minute each. So it's a 2-minute video for air and earth, and it'll be 1 minute air and then 1 minute earth, and then there's water and fire and 1 minute, 1 minute. So if you can't sit through the first minute because you're the second sign element, just scroll for a minute and you're going to see the label will then change as well. And it's your channeled themes over the next, you could be in it right now, but over the next few days as well. So that's worth checking out. I think that's all really I had to say. Just to give a thanks, and I did mention that, and it's called me again to pull a card from here for Lucy Levy. What do you want to, I don't want to pull that one, I just saw it at the bottom, but let's see. Spirit, what message is it that you want to give? Detox. Number 3, cleanse, detox and restore yourself. I'm smiling because this is one of the reasons why I said I will elaborate on why I might want to read for her. Not read for her, not read on her, sorry, not channel her energy. I was thinking to do a bit of a mind prod, but I think I could just sort of, without mind probbing into her, kind of maybe tell you a little about the energy. But for her, I'm going to go into reading of this. But for us, detox, cleanse, restore yourself. Disconnect from your social media. Disconnect from your phone for a bit. Take time for yourself, ground yourself. I mentioned this in September predictions as well. That was the other thing that I wanted to mention, and I started mentioning it, but I will do an update on that. So if you look forward to that, also let me know. Another one that I think is going to have a major tower or can open on them is Puff Daddy. I think he just had a court case and he won, and the only reason I know this is because I had a client who, a client reading, and she happened to message me via Instagram instead. And so I opened Instagram, and I don't use it. My social medias are mainly on this, and TikTok are my main focus at this moment in time. And so I happened to open it, and the first thing was, it was actually like a business page or something where they report like wealth of wealthy, and it said about him, congrats to winning a case, and I think it might have been against alcohol, maybe that alcohol company or something. But I get in his energy there's major cans of opened, a can being opened. So I think there's a need to detox from social media with this card. Cleanse, restore yourself, just really disconnect from communication as well. That could be toxic to you. Social media, electronics, mind-altering substances and food, all these things can be toxic and damaging when overindulged. Detox says time to cleanse your body and soul. Rest is required. So I think it's really what I said basically. And also I would say when you're detoxing and restoring yourself, you might start to have clearer dreams. And that might actually be signs that you've been looking to actually receive, and guide you in a sense, like signposts, or guide you if you felt that you've not been guided. But basically some of us might be really feeling quite bound to stuff that, you know, we don't think drains us, but does drain us, and can also make us feel quite laced in fear. And I think with this, I'm starting to feel like I could be going into a Lucy, but that's for us. Lucy, this is why I think this is the most probably in this deck, I'd say this is the most aligned card, although I don't remember all the deck, but this is the most aligned card that would tell me what I wanted to say on Lucy, let me. Okay, but for us, take time out away from things that are draining you to restore your energy, to detox, to ground yourself. Okay, so I think I've covered everything that I wanted to say. Check out the two things, and thank you for everyone who is supporting and showing gratitude. I really do honestly appreciate it, and I'd love to hear from every single one of you, and those of you that are enjoying your tarot readings and signs, also please do let me know. So I hope everyone's had a beautiful day or having a beautiful day. Take care, and I'm going to see you in our next video, in your sign reading, whatever the next one is. Take care, and bye for now.